Welcome to the Martha Wayne Botanical Garden. We have been a staple of Gotham City for years and are excited to have you on our team. Since receiving funding from the Wayne Foundation, we have undertaken numerous tasks directly from their bioscience division. As a member of our bioscience team, you will be observing, caring for, and reporting on the progress of our genetically modified plants. It is important to keep a few things in mind when working here. 1. Keep a frequent and open line of communication with your superiors and colleagues. It is important in order to keep our projects intact. 2. Follow instructions to the letter. This helps avoid confusion and miscommunication. 3. Properly sanitize and maintain your station and equipment. We are working with countless genetically altered plants that may carry unknown needs and may cause adverse effects. 4.
Don't lie to Mr. Wayne.
Hey, Harley? It's me. I'm leaving this. I don't know why I'm leaving this exactly. Just listen to it for me, will you? Maybe it'll make more sense in the end. I know we haven't talked in a while, not since college. Jeremiah told me you'd gotten a job at Arkham Manor, so good for you. I know that's always what you've been hoping for. I'm sure lots of people ask you to diagnose them, telling you all about the strange dreams they keep having, or the way they think they have OCD because they like the dishes put away in a certain way. Or they ask you to diagnose their partner or their mom or something, when really their partner or mom or whoever is just an asshole or a little bit forgetful. This isn't that. Harley, I'm no psychiatrist, but I know enough of the basics that I'd get myself checked out if I thought it would help. I guess I'm leaving this for you because I know you won't think I'm crazy. I've always loved plants. You know this. Everyone knows this. I remember, first grade, Hilltop Elementary, watching that little green sprout unfurl from the bean in the cup in Mr. Woodrew's class. I remember how he forgot to take them home and water them over spring break, and I sobbed for hours. They had to send me home, and I got the worst dehydration headache. In spring of 4th grade, we took a trip to Slaughter Swamp for a cleanup day, and I saw the plants all shriveled up and dying from whatever shit Gotham was putting into the water. It was that first grade feeling all over again, but this time I felt like I was doing something, that I could change something. I don't know why I'm telling you all this. You know it already from being my roommate, or you could guess at it. It's not like growing bean sprouts in first grade is all that unique. When I was a kid at St. Swithin's, the priest there kept the garden. He let it go wild, always had a lot of native plants in there. Coneflowers, butterfly weed, great blue lobelia, stretching long and tall like the church candles. He was the first one to tell me about how plants fought back. I already knew about thorns and the like, of course, about poison ivy and the bubbling rash it left. He told me about how some plants could communicate through their roots, warn one another of things that wanted to eat them or tear them from the earth. He lay in the grass and had me lie down too. He showed me how the crowns of the trees above us did not touch, how they left a careful margin between themselves. They talk to one another, he said. They know where one another are. I wondered how they knew. I wanted to press my ear to their bark, and if I listened just closely enough, hear their conversations. I'm sorry, Harley. I don't know how to tell this except from the beginning. You know the next bit, the middle, I guess. You watched me grow all sorts of things in our dorm room, sacrificed your sunlight with me so the pots that I balanced on our windowsill would be bathed in Gotham's shitty winter sun. You and half the campus loved the other things I grew. You watched me sit hunched up on my bed, trying to cram all of the things I thought and knew and breathed into essays and lab reports. But back then it was okay. It hadn't happened yet. It was okay. Back then, I was just a bio undergrad, if a bit of an obsessed bio undergrad. I got mostly A's. I went to grad school after we graduated, like you did. I wrote my thesis on mycorrhizal networks, and everyone thought I was great. I thought I was great. I went back to Slaughter Swamp after I finished my master's. I knew what it would look like, but I'd still held on to a tiny piece of hope that my 4th grade class had done some good 20 years ago. I stood on the edge of that stinking, wretched bit of land, and I knew that none of it was good enough. My papers weren't enough, my degrees weren't enough, Priest's little garden of native plants wasn't enough. Gotham's factories would keep dumping their offal into Gotham's wild parts, and we couldn't fix it fast enough. I went home in a sort of mad rush of grief. I did some things that I'm not proud of. The notes on what I injected are saved on my laptop and backed up on the drive in my apartment. I figured out that little childhood dream of hearing the trees talk, Harles. You don't have to listen, it turns out. It's more like tuning the dial to the right station with a little cocktail of plant hormones and some other stuff. The problem is you can't turn the dial back again. You're stuck on that station forever. I'm leaving these tapes for you so that you know I'm not insane. So that if I don't turn up in a few days, you can listen to them and know that I'm not dead and that I didn't skip town. I'm still here. But my body isn't me anymore, Harl. Not in the way that it looks, and not in the sense of who's at home, so to speak. It's not just my thoughts in here anymore. I can hear every plant in a 5-block radius, every blade of grass straining through the sidewalk crack, every sickly pear tree planted at an interval along the street, every dying rose bush in every old lady's front yard. It's getting hard to tell what thoughts are originating from me anymore. My skin is blistering, hardening. It's like bark now. Soft bark, like on a sapling. If I dig a fingernail into it, it shows green underneath. They're coming for me. They know I'm one of their own, and they can sense every bad thing I've ever thought, all the fear I face. I can hear them scraping up the stairwell, battering at the windows. I won't be sad to go with them, I don't think. Maybe now that I'm one of them, I can do some good in this world. Send root and leaf to stop up the pipes flowing into the swamp. Strangle the machines clawing up plants to build discount stores and high-rises. It will be different. I'm different. But I think maybe this was meant to happen. It's not a death, or If it is, it's the death of the flower to make way for the fruit. I'm going to leave this tape on my desk, Harles. I hope I see you again.
Your mother would never lie to you, would she? Well, let's start with a seasonal favourite. Did your mom ever tell you that if you swallowed a watermelon, the fruit would grow in your stomach? There are lots of kids who grow.
This man who spent weeks coughing and feeling sick discovers a plant is growing inside of him.